Would you call it art, science? Would you call it science, arts and crafts, the crafts of a science? I have just crafted together that when 9 players sit down at the poker table, the most number of chips you can get is 8 because you're the ninth player. And then the house comes in and she takes her percentage. So you win less than 8. In fact, apparently they're only supposed to take 5%. So you get 7.5% of the whole that was in there, of the 10, of the totality of the 10 times 10, 100, of the pot you split between you and the last player, and now you chip it up with the house. The house takes 5%. George comes into action. If you have 9 players at the table, you have 18 cards and 2 jokers. Imagine if you only sat with 2 players at the table, heads up. It wouldn't work. Do you know why it's heads up? Do you know why they call it heads up? Because it's one blind against the next. They're using Braille because they ain't got no eyes to see. They're blind. The 1 blind and the 2 blind. And then you get the 1-2-5 blind. The 1-2-5 blind will be sitting 9 players at the table. The dealer will be here, 4 to the left, 4 to the right, and 1 in the center, and the number 5 connect to both sides. So now they each get 2 cards. That's 18 cards. 2 cards, 9 players, 18 cards. Now, what happens? 3 cards come onto the table. Forget about the betting right now. We're in the amateurs. I knew by the amateurs when they gave me double B plus and double A, I knew I could use A more often in more worlds than just one world alone. I knew there was a big A and a small A. In fact, I knew the more A's you have, the more daddy and mommy comes around. You have the B's and dads. So anyways, we get 18 cards. 3 cards open up. That's 3 cards. 3 plus 18 is 21. But in the reflection of every single player, every player has 2 cards, and every player has 3 cards. So the minute they flop the first 3 cards, there's 45 on the table. 9 guys. But you see 5. Everybody else sees 40 that you don't see. But there's 5 that you do see. 5 and 40. The 0 and 40 makes the 46, which makes the 10 of the reality of what's on the table. Throw your chips into counts. When you throw your chips into counts, everybody has a little dot for the value of the chips in front of them. And then when they throw a chip in the center, that center becomes the value of the 9 players that are sitting at the table. That means the center is valued at 9, even though you get to connect 8 and have to pay the 5%. So now 5 comes out, and all 5 are on the table. And there's 9 players. Everybody has 7 cards. 9 times 7 is 63 cards. 18 of them, okay, which they already have. So that's 45. 2 of which you're holding in your own hand. So that's 43. So it's 43 and 22 that come out. So that would be the other side of Grover Cleveland. So now what you have is like this. In reality, you have 9 by 5 is 45. In reality to each person, you have 9 by 7 is 63. There's 18 cards difference. That's what the reality is. And at the end, when it's heads up, right? Because before the last guy wins, it's not 2 guys throwing out their money. It's 1 guy throwing out their money. So the last heads up is 1-on-1. So when you come to 1-on-1 on the last 2 people of 9 people and 2 that are left, obviously it's not 1 because the 1 collected all the 8's other's money. 1 and 8 is the RRRR, 666. I'm the pirate. You didn't see the other eye what I had in my hand, right? One-eyed king. So now what happens is there's 63 cards out. 1 guy still possesses 7. The other guy still possesses 7. There's 49 unanswered cards. Although the reality is they each only can have 5, and 5 is 10 of the reality of what, 63. So there's only 53 cards that were on the table. You're following what it is. It's what you can see and what you. I see 7 cards. I see you have 2, and I see you can use the 3 in the center. That's the way I see it. That's the reality. Okay, so that's what happens in poker. Okay, 5 times 2 cards, 5 times 3 cards, 5 times 1, 5 times 1. When there's 5 people at the table, okay, when there's 5 people at the table, there's 25 cards. 35 cards came out. but you can only use at the end is the 5 on the table and the 10 and you have. You only can use 15. 15 and 25 is the calling of the sun. It says, yo, 11, here comes 7-11, because this poker game leads you all the way into the crap game by the expression of 5 players playing. Now, if I go to 4 players, it'll be 4 by 2, 8. It'll be 4 by 3, 12. 8 and 12 is 20. That is the letter T. Already the T, because the 4 is like a 0. 4, 40, 400. When you take a blank dice, the reality of this dice is we connect from here to here half. We're connecting half of this 360. The 360 on it and the 360 on the outside, on the sides. Okay, we take it on the whole thing in cube. So what was I talking? So when you go 40 times 10, 4 sides, right? 4 sides times 10 is 40. Count the other ones is 20. 20 is only halfway. Here and here is halfway. This is 4. Makes the whole circle all the way. Above and below. 3 levels. 1, 2, 3. It shows all the levels. So this is 40, 400, 4,000, 6,000. Now what we're going to talk about is the center of this dice. Starting with the minimum, climbing to the top on the maximum. 1 plus 2.5 equals 3.5. 6 minus 2.5 equals 3.5. 1.25 to the left, 1.25 to the right. 1.25 to the left, 1.25 to the right. 3.5 plus 1.25 is going to give you 6. Plus 1.25 equals 7.25. The value of the center is $7.25. $1.75. If it was in hours, it'd be 445 minutes. If it would be in days, it'd be 6 hours into the next week. 15 times 15 creates 2 circles, equals 22.5. Half of 45 is 22.5, and that's the in-between of 2 houses splitting the 90s and the 45s, going around the clock. So this becomes 7.25. This becomes 2.25. Okay? This becomes 7.25. 4.75, sorry, 6. This becomes 6. Zeros equals 6, 6, 6, 6. 666. So we'll take 666 to 600 to this is 1.25, and 6 over to this one is 3.75. Okay, 3 times 75 equals 225. How they link together. What we did over here is we grew from here and we grew from here. Now we have to share these two. This one equals 1325. 1325. Okay, now what we have, it's 0.25. Is this 600? This is 6.25, and this is 6.00. Okay, the same thing. 13.25? No, add 66 to this one, 00. 66, 76, 86, 91. That becomes 1391. 13 times 7 equals 91. That is the spirit connecting this 3.5 over here to this 6, making it 9.5. That is the spirit line. 1, 3.56, 3.57, excuse me, 1 and 2.5, and 2.5, and 2.5, and 2.5 is 135 ace, and 2.5 and 2.5 is 235, and 2.5 and 2.5 and 2.5 is 10, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, okay? But everything goes up in increments of 2.5, and understanding this side or that side, it's only 1.25 away from one side or the next side. The only reason you made this greater is not because they're more distance apart. It's because this side is getting closer to this side. It's closer in the home. It's not further away. It's just the center of the field has grown all the way out to the ends. Now you pushed everything inside the center. You gave up your space to play the world in the center. 3.5 times 8 equals 24, plus the 4 for the moon, the 4 corners of the 4 that put everything together. Thank this one. It's nothing at all. It's nothing at all. It's everything. This one this way is 4. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. It makes all of them. The 6 dice does not make all of them. The 6 dice, because it has a crisscross, it creates the connection of the 2 worlds. This is above and beyond 5 and 6 and 1. Every time you'll say 9, you'll say 6. They invert to each other. Every time you say 2, you might be saying Z. You might also be on the other side saying 5, the reflective world to the turned page in the book, what you see from the other side. If it's one of these and your head is in the center of this, or your head's in the center of this, right? You're looking in this way, you're seeing the corner, and you're seeing these two sides. And if there was a mirror in the back, you'd be reflecting. So you have to see all sides. What if there's a mirror up there? There's a mirror up there and you're looking up there. What if you're trapped in here? And all you have is a little eye to see all around and all you see is the angles. Your art would be pretty freaked out, wouldn't it? So you understand how this works? Now, it doesn't only work this way. It also works for number 2. 2 plus 1.5. Why is it 1.5? Because it's another world higher. The 2 world is separated. 1 comes in, 2 are on the outside. Always creating a V. Always creating a V. It's always creating something. There's a reason it's a truck. We give it a name. We're making a cake. What are you making? What kind of cake are you making? What dice is this? Does it mean anything? Levels and angles? H's? The phone rings. Hold on a second. Hold on. Where's the phone? Wow. Wow. Where's the phone? Hold on a second. I don't even know where the phone is. Anyways, I can't answer it. I can't answer it. Okay, so let me finish it now. The other thing you have to remember is when you work 1, right? You're taking a foul when you work 1. When you take 2 and when you take 3, these are all now basketball trends. How when we score in basketball before and how we score in basketball now and how junior basketball is also counted because we counted through the ranks because every rank is the same rank. We didn't come to be who we are. We moved up levels as we went. You can't go from A to Z. Where's the fun? If you keep completing everything in 60 seconds, where's the fun? Where's the fun? Hello, you put me on this boring planet. I keep completing everything. 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 1 is 2, 1 and 1 is 2. He said that. Well, why didn't you say it? Well, he said it. Well, didn't you know that was the answer because he said it? Well, I don't know that's the answer because he said it. When you're the teacher and you accepted it as the answer, and I didn't believe it was the answer, so why should I accept it? So I'm different now? So we're counting. If we were counting 2 to 5, it'd be 2 plus 1.5 is 3.5 plus 1.5 is 5. Again, we're to 3.5. If we went from 3 to 4, 3 plus a half, 3 minus a half, 3 plus a half. 3 plus a half is 3.5, plus a half is 4. So everything in the middle is 3.5. Then we expand out to the corners of the dice and find the coordinates to the 2 sides. Because once you have an umbrella with all those fingers hanging out there, they're picking up this angle and then down. And then this angle and then down. It's the ecosystem vibration. Ecologically safe, lactose intolerant, of course. So now we did the poker stuff. There was one other little thing I wanted to mention. Have you ever seen the yin and the yang? How come what's happening inside the belly? Try to take this apart. Okay? You take this whole thing apart. The green, see all the green? The green owns everything. Okay? This one is wrapped inside of this one. When this one separates, 2 of these will stick together. They will unwind together. This part will unwind together. They will not separate. This one has no tail. It can only end over here. The green is the end of the orange. And this unwinds, and this would be the yin and the yang, the same as this. Have you ever seen the yin and the yang? It's like a ball. There's a hole here, and then there's a hole down here. It's a ball. Everything is a ball. It's a ball. If you're the air in the ball and you get kicked around, it doesn't matter where in the ball you're the air, you're all of the ball. So if you get kicked in the foot or you get kicked in the head, it's all of you. They still kicked you. It doesn't matter where they kicked you. If there were, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do this. There was one other little design I made. We have to understand, see that little thing in the middle? That's what it's all about. It's all about turning this thing in the middle. This thing in the middle turns this whole thing. Whichever road you are and you travel, my friends, because on some of the roads, you keep falling into the bushes. The other roads, you keep going around. But on one of the roads, you fall into the hole of your choice, or you have no choice. 10 times 40, center circle, times 50 equals 2,000. This center circle is equal to 2,000 years. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 areas in there. There's 10 total numbers in here. 10 total numbers. So it's 200 years per number. 500, 500, 500, 500. It all gets broken down mathematically. All the corners bring you to a stop. Because when the red light comes, it doesn't matter who's on the bus. When the bus driver puts his foot on the brake, everybody comes to a stop. Here we have 8 corners. 8 by 5 is 40. We have 1 in the center, 5 to the center. 40 minus 5 equals 35. 40 plus 5 equals 45, plus 6 equals 51. 51 means from 1 to 5 equals 6. I start on this side, in the middle. I go 2, 3, 4, 5, and end up to be 6 here. And then you go 7, 8, 9. 6 goes with 5 and 4. 4, 5, 5, 6. So anyways, you just take the 40 here and bring that 40 to 46. Minus 5 equals to 41. 41, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 1. 1 to 4, 4 to 1. 1, 2, 3 corners to 1 ass to 1 center. This one and this one, this one and this one, this one and this one come out to be this one. These 3 come out to be this one. This is the final button. This is the separation of the cross. Here is the plug. Here's the first area, 360 degrees, 360 degrees. The center of the 20 area of the darts will total around here, plus the added on dartboard will equal to 210, 420, 630. 420 and 630. The 420 to the 630 is 210. Add 105 or minus 105. Add 210 and 105 is 315. Why 105? Because 105 is half of 210. We're always splitting up in 2 worlds. Then we're splitting up for 3 worlds. And then we're asking if our cells are in quarters. Because something has to be in a quarter. Because the whole reality, all life must come back to the point. When you put 2 of these on top of each other, this one becomes hidden. We end up with 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, 1 in the center. But they're the link, the loop. And then over here is a bridge, and over here is a bridge, and we go through this canal, and we try to keep this one away from this one all the time with a blocker, 888 with a blocker, so you can't see with the right angle. These are the dice. They all have their own value. 72 degrees, 72 degrees, 72 degrees, 216. 216 times 3 is 648. 648. 308, excuse me, 648. This is a total of 216 is not even a day. 648 is not even a day yet. You need to do that another time, double this. You need 1296. Then you need 1296, and then you need another 144. You need to double this and get 2/3. 2 2/3 have to double to be able to get 1440. 2 2/3, this is 3 times 2 is 6. I need to do this 6 times and then add 144 to get the real time out of this circle. Don't forget, although you use this, you buy this. I'm selling you a square. What you use in the square is your problem. I'm selling you a square. Okay? That's the way it is. Wouldn't you like it? So anyways, 2 times 72 and 1 times 72. 1 is the spirit, 2 are on the each side. You only get to play one side. You get to be here and here. You get to be here and here. But you don't get to be all of these. You only get to be part of them. And it's in the center that you become them. This part over here, 6 by 4 by 8. 6 by 4 is 24 by 8 is 192. 192 and 192 is 384. 6 by 6 is 36. 8 by 8 is 64. 64 times 8 is 360 and 24. The Hebrew New Year this year was 384 days, 688. I don't know, I didn't put 688, but at the same time, this will link us to the same numbers. They all link. They all link. It doesn't matter. They're all numbers. You run the numbers, either you like and you're satisfied with the where we went with these numbers, what we did, how can I say this? Either you're satisfied with the results of what the numbers brought. If I say 1 times 1 and it's 1, and you're going to be happy with 1, right? So I'm only going to read the numbers now. You take the numbers from one area and you say, hey, look, these numbers come to the same way. Hey, look, here's something else to these numbers, how they came to the same way. And when they all start coming around each other, okay, because they're all opposites, okay? It's 1937, it's 28, and it's 46. And then it's all the way around in a ball. Okay, eventually you have the ass in the face of everything. So you only have half as much as you think, but you have everything because you have all the sides. And then you have the in-between decision. And the perception of the other, and whoever you are, it's yours. It's all yours, whatever you want to do with it. But this is how we have to do it with the numbers. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter if I mention Mayan, if I mention 622.6, and I have a theory for that 622.6 also. Apparently, we start from here. You start from here. From here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 brings you back to the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 6 brings you back to the beginning. V. Okay, this is a V. So this is only one cube. Now when you start putting these cubes all around, what is that design going to talk? What does it mean? What is the relevance that I even told you? It means nothing to you. Okay, 6 times 6 times 6 is 216. 24 times 9 is 216. 74 times 24 is 1776. 592 times 3 is 1776. When you have 4, you have 1 area. When you have 8, you have 2 areas plus the connectors, okay, which makes it 10, but you can only have really just 1 life. 1 lifeline in, 1 life to live, and etc. So you make it to 9 because you live between the 5 and 5. You are the pi. Where was I? So whatever it is, it's a left, it's a right, it's an up, and it's a down. It's A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, and it's that ridiculous. It's that really ridiculous. It's 360 degrees around, and remember, he leaves from here and he comes back to here, but he never kisses his own tail without sweeting home. So he goes from here and he goes to here 1, and he goes to here 2, and he goes to here 3, and he goes to here 4, and he goes to here 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5 around and 6, that's 11. 5 around and 6, 11. He can't go here or go here or go here because now you're breaking it up into 45s. You break it up into 45s, automatically the 33s come out. Okay? Because the only way to get 6, the minute you get 6, you get all the 6s. 5 and 1 is 6. 4 and 2 is 6. The other one is 3 and 3 and 6. 3 and 3 on each side. You're 9. You play 6. That's 15. Back to 1 and 5 again. We've got the phone on the roll. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. We got the laser lip is running now, right?